First time I was here, I was about 15 or 16 years old, playing for England schoolboys. The following year, I played for England under-18s against France. The thrill of playing at home of rugby, just unreal. It's a special place. That's yeah, that's definitely. This is normally. I'm not normally in here when the room's locked. A friend of mine who'd been capped for England just a few years before I made my debut, he said to me, so the door was, I always remember the door being a bit further along this corridor at that point in time, and he said to me, when you line up in the tunnel and you're about to run out, he said, take a mental photograph of that to remember for the rest of your life. And because after that you've just got to concentrate on playing, but he said you don't want the whole moment to pass you by. And what I always remember here is you stood in this tunnel, and you might need to point the camera that way. That you stand as you could, but you need to. As you stand here in the tunnel, like the doorway is actually fairly low, and you only actually see right now. All I can see is the bottom 4 or 5 rows on the opposite stand. And as you walk towards the end of the tunnel, as you walk further, you gradually see, more and more of this, and then so you end up seeing, as you get to here, you're seeing most of the bottom tier. As you then get a bit further, you start seeing the next tier as you get a bit further. So you're still here, and it feels like it's going all the way to the heavens. And I always remember the number of England flags that were being waved at that time, and that mental picture. So I always remember that from the debut, and that first time walking out in the theatre, of walking down this tunnel to then go out onto the pitch. Every player is a little bit different, and treating them as such. Some players can walk out and their first game for England it's like they've always been playing Test rugby. Some need just a bit longer. Suddenly they're playing rugby, not only playing rugby in front of 82,000 people and millions watching on TV for the first time. There's a player inside and outside them they've never played with before. They've done a week's training or 10 days training with, and suddenly that's quite a challenge for a player. Coach, you got to understand that, I think, or try and understand that, and keep giving those players the belief they need. The coaching box here. Now, what's slightly different, in a lot of places the coaching box is reasonably secluded or closed. Here at Allianz Stadium, it's open, and one thing you then got to be really conscious of is watching the game and feeling the game, but not getting carried away with the atmosphere of anything. There's always a multitude of different things you see in a game, and the reality is if you end up trying to help players or address the players with all of them, you'll help nothing, you'll just hurt the players. And the reality is the players, by the preparations you've done, the players see it anyway, and the players feel it before you can ever get a message there. And that's ultimately, as the team we want to build, that's what you want to do. Things do change through a game, and you always go into the game with a plan. You always go through, but you always then got the contingencies that you try and predict. Those are things we'll train during the week. You can't train every scenario, we just don't have time to train every scenario, but we will certainly try and ensure that most of those, the big ones, are covered off. I have a notebook, and on the front inside cover of the notebook I write about the key principles and key reminders, and ultimately I think one of the things is to keep putting yourself in the players' shoes. So it's written on there. Keep putting yourself in the players' shoes and what the players need at that point in time. And I think very quickly when you don't play, if you don't actively think about that, you can lose that connection with what they need. And throughout my playing career, I was making notes all the time. I was making notes about, I didn't know if I was going to coach. It wasn't like, from a very young age, I'm going to coach. It wasn't like that at all, but I'd always write notes. And the notes weren't necessarily about moves and strikes and tactical plans. The notes were about how people were and how people made you feel. And when I felt at my best as a player, when I felt in the team was at its best, and contrast that with when it wasn't like that, those are the notes I was making. I think the team always needs a clear identity of what it's working towards and a clear path that you're going towards. It's easy to make things complex. I think it's hard to make things simple and straightforward. And I think these are good players, and when you're going on the pitch here in front of 82,000 people, what do they want? This is our intent. This is what we're trying to achieve. This is what we think is the right way to go about it. But there's multiple different ways. You guys have got to feel that at that point in time, and so try and keep it as simple as possible. So we are currently in the RFU offices at Allianz Stadium, and we're in my office here. So this is, whilst a lot of my time is split and travel a lot, going around the country, seeing clubs. I'm always trying to be at Twickenham, so at least every week, for a day or two every week, and then the rest of the time travelling around. So this is where I work when I'm here. The picture I was put there by Nina, who's a member of our management team. And that is with Chase, who's my youngest boy. And when I talked with Beth, my wife, about what we were going to do and potentially coming in here as head coach, we talked about how we want to make sure that the family's involved, our family is involved in what I do, and that my boys understand what I do. And so I've got two boys, Hunter and Chase, and they are huge rugby fans, and yeah, just adore the sport, and it's great to see that. And I want the families of the management team, families of the players involved in what we're trying to do. And this sport, it can help in so many different ways and teach so many really important lessons. And in some way, I think that the England team, can have such a positive impact upon people. I've seen it, the effect it had on me as a youngster growing up, the effect it has on my boys growing up, and the boys and girls around the country that just love this fantastic sport of ours, and the more that we can get involved, it have positive impact in so many people's different lives. And I think the players are really well aware of that, the role models that they are. I think the players really want England supporters that are proud of them, proud of their team.
Such a weirdo. Switch off, mate.
What's up? Such a gent, so humble. So humble.
Who's that? Slade? Slade, that was yours, wasn't it? I like it, buddy.
Come on, who we got? Who we got?
We're in this. I want to welcome in particular, guys, to the Arthur Clark, to the squad, HB, to Curtis, who's been just on the edge for a little bit now. Rafi, been in and out now. Great to see you fit and healthy. Right? So wonderful to have you boys. Everyone, please make those guys feel super, super welcome. Introduce up in front, Maro Itoje, the England captain.
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for the applause. It's a huge honour to be standing here in front of you. And one thing I promise you guys is that I'll do everything in my power to help this team be successful. And for us to be successful, for us to be the team that we want to be, I think, well, I know we have to do more. We have to invest more into each other, invest more in our relationships with one another. We have to invest more in our rugby, because we can't do what we've done in previous campaigns. We can't do what we did in the autumn, we can't do what we did in the summer and expect different results. It requires more. It requires more. We've all invested to be here. We've all sacrificed a whole load of our lives. We spent the majority of our professional rugby careers wanting to be in this room, wearing the red rose, wearing the white shirt. And this is the finite time in our lives. To make the most of it, we have to do more. Because we have a good team, fellas, we have a good team, we have good support, we have a good environment. But to get us that little bit extra, we have to invest more. We'll talk a little bit what that means and what that exactly looks like a little bit later. But it's gonna be worth it. Let's make sure we invest. Let's make sure we buy into it. Because whether it's your first camp like Arthur, or whether you're a veteran like Fight 40, each and every one of us, we need to do more. We need to buy in. Let's make sure we do that. Thank you guys. Hello, welcome. Please come in. Obviously, being captain brings a bit more, I guess, pressure on your time. You're more involved with decisions both on and off the field. I'm a big believer you don't do all these things by yourself. You know, you bring people in, you lean on other people. We have some great minds in our squad. It's very much early days, you know, it's literally day 3. But so far so good.
Great start, lads. Come on, boys. Let's find our voices now.
My job now is to make sure that I do the role to the best of my ability and just help the team as much as I can, try and get the best out of my teammates, try and encourage them and try and, you know, help this team be successful.
Alright, let's go, fellas. Everyone.
My parents are currently in Nigeria at the moment and I called them to let them know, and I made it sound as if I was about to tell them something really sad. Then I told them, then they were, you know, overjoyed. But I actually didn't tell my friends before the announcement, just because I just didn't want to be responsible if any leak was to come out. I literally told my fiance, my brother, sister, and my parents, and that was it. Oh, I think I told a preacher as well, but you know, he can't really leak that. If he leaked that, that was a bit, you know, would have been against, you know, what's it called? Congregant pastor kind of confidentiality. But nah, it was cool. So there's a whole number of challenges. We have 9 clubs who all play a little bit differently, who all have different terminology, who all, you know, have a different philosophy of playing. And we have to get that into one team. A little bit from here, which again brings a certain challenge. But the strength of that is that, you know, we don't all think the same. We all see things from a different point of view. Our diversity of thought is a great thing and a good thing and allows us to flourish, but we need to be on the same page, we need to be aligned, because I think when we do, we're a great team. I want us to lean on each other, I want us to be a source of solace for one another. Only the people in our team know what it's like to be here, what it's like to go through this campaign, and you know, we want to ride the wave. It's a bit of an emotional wave, so we want to ride the wave and ride it successfully, and hopefully we can bring the group tighter and tighter, and you know, ultimately we want to win. You know, we want to win our rugby matches, we want to beat our opposition, and I think we have a team that's capable of doing that.
Just the balance of this point. We're learning here. So if we need to ask any questions, if we need to stop, ask Rugby a question, ask each other questions, this is the time to do it. As well as, boys, being mentally focused, engaged, having good talk, and having good standards in their own like a great man. Okay, but we want to get that balance right. It's a time to learn as well, okay? So let's be calm with it as well as focus up here. Good to go?
Salgo del club con el cielo azul, la llevo de cuna. Yo no soy su lobo, pero me lo pide abajo de la luna. dijo que nos encajemos como Tetris, conmigo renacen como el ave fénix. No le importa nada, se come la peli. Pero bueno, soy adicto a su veneno. Lo prende, lo pasa y lo quemo. Nadie lo hace como lo hacemos. Salgo del club con el cielo azul, la llevo de una. Yo no soy su lobo, pero me lo pide abajo de la luna. No sé de comida, pero estoy pa' ella. Nada nos define. Bajo las estrellas. Nada nos define. Bajo las estrellas.
As a first physical session, that is the best I've been a part of as an England squad. The intensity that we brought and the detail there on top, I guess, and just all round feeling, boys, that is brilliant. If we can put that in a bottle and do that every week, I promise you we'll do special things. Lift it, lift it. Lift it. Lift it. Oh, right on the end of it. Oh, you heard it. Place it long, it's actually,
Cheers.
unless you bend. I actually think you have to like
Place it long.
walk through. It's like a 1980. It's too high.
How can you bring some decision making in?
Yeah, nice. Oh yes, yes.
It's a black basket, 2 kicks each. It's quite a long kick actually.
Oh my God.
First day, a few young lads out there today. No, it was good getting to know each other. Spenno's the oldest here, so just get that on record. But yeah, it was good first day. Ripping in, got weights later, so looking forward to that. We've got a WhatsApp group for the over 30s, there's 6 of us in it. We call ourselves the Vets. We'll set that up later, should we, Spenno?
Yeah, let's do it.
But yeah, no, it's weird. It's not weird because it's like it's the way rugby's going now. Like there's so much more youngsters coming through, and the talent here is unbelievable. So no, really enjoyed today. And if I am an elderly statesman, that's my role. I'll take it.
You had a conversation with Henry Pollock now as well.
I did, yeah. I don't think I can speak to him ever again, to be honest. I'll just say, how are you, mate? How are you finding it? How old? Like when were you born? He said 2005, and I'm like, Henry, and he was like, I was like 2000. You were born in 2005. I was like, I was loving the Ashes on Channel 4 in 2005. Simon Jones reverse swinging Michael Clark's off stump out the ground. Do you know what I mean? And he's there, not even being born yet. It's insane. I can't really get my head around it.
Give him a few things. What are you doing?
I thought you didn't say that.
Can't tell.
Play the court.
Part of what we've set up so far is that we have drivers of each area, and I can't tell you how impressed the coaches have been with how proactive you've all been. The amount of people I see around the laptops, the amount of conversations, the amount of people coming to us and coaches going, I've seen this, I've seen this. We had that session yesterday and went, Genji, did I hear you right? Said something like, it's the best one I've been involved in. Coaches all thought the same. They were like, it's how we moved, and you saw the intensity of the lads and how they were into it. But the great thing is now we're getting players standing up going, yeah, yes, good, but here's how we're going to be better. Here's how we're going to go and win games. This is going to take us to the next level. So keep that, boys. Keep thinking, keep feeling what you felt, like proud of that effort, and then going, reviewing it, going, right, this is going to take us on again. This is going to get us to be a better team.
Right, what am I going to do here? Second plate.
You say stop it.
Can I have a bit of squid?
What have you got on the plate? I've got everything. Couple of sausages, this lamb, a focaccia thing looks amazing, and a paella. Enjoy. Thank you.
Can't take this mouthful.
I got no problem.
That's your size, mate. Yeah, exactly, your size. Miniature. Yeah, but that's wet, isn't it?
Just for Lord Slade, I'll dry his seat as well.
Ah, good man. Appreciate it. That's the service. Okay, mate. So, thank you very much. Cheers, mate. Right. Lovely. Let's go.
Huh? 190 today. Look at that. Thank you. Make sure you lock out for on video, mate. Lock out for on video.
There's a huge tactical driver in terms of what we need, aligning 9 teams into one. So what is the tactical plan, and how can we get everybody aligned with that quickly and effectively? So that's the number one priority. And then behind that, you've also got there is a physical intensity increase when you come to international game versus the club game. So just making sure that we bridge that gap in these weeks as well, while making sure we don't go over the top with that either and leave hit fatigue. So those are the things that you're balancing in your planning, and then being here, like we said, allows for more downtime, more recovery. So yeah, it promotes what you're trying to go after in a week like this. We're not conditioning in isolation really, like we're trying to get high intensity parts of our training that represent the demands of the game. That's the games that are coming ahead of us really. So it's the intensity of our rugby and manipulating work to rest and the type of activities that we're doing, the type of drills that we're doing, so that if we train above the intensity of the game, then that's the best way to prepare for Ireland and France and what's to come beyond that.
Get back, Excel back!
I think if you're going to step up intensity of training, then you've got to account for the fact that you need to recover more from what you would typically do at a club level or whatever else. So again, the training camp environment is perfect for that, because you're not coming home to the stress of normal life, I suppose, beyond training at the end of the day. So players have got more downtime to then get recovery strategies in place and sleep well and do all those things, and the program caters for that. Recoveries can be quite a subjective thing in terms of if something works for you, that's a strategy that you, generally speaking, should stick to. The test is always when it comes to the next training day, whether they can train well, handle the intensity and go well again. So yeah, we don't like to crowd the players with compulsory recovery bits. We give plenty of advice and recommendations across on that, and make sure that people have good routines in place themselves. As much as anything, it's about mentally getting some downtime as well and those days off, so that they're not yeah, we can't crowd the players basically with rugby the whole week because that just simply won't work.
Leave it. You alright? Dickie. He's by you.
Just step away. Don't need to.
Oh, Schnee! That's mate.
I was helping you by taking it out, then to be like that is completely etiquette to take out for a fellow.
Jesus Christ, I'll get the tambourine out next time you're putting, shall I?
I've not done this in the morning for a while.
Just got to commit, haven't you?
You've got to go, and I, like, the moment you start thinking about whether it's too cold, it's over.
We've had 3 sessions on the field, haven't we?
3 sessions, 2 proper hard sessions. It's been good.
Yeah, I think the attitude and training's been good. It's been good to be together 24/7 as well. Some time off the field. Been in Girona once, haven't we? Boys have played golf.
Boys have played golf, boys have played paddle, card games, all sorts going on really.
Coffee tour.
Bev's just been floating. Bev, how have you been filling your time, mate?
I'm playing paddle today. And then you lot convinced me to come out here.
First time I've ever seen Bev by this pool, by the way, so.
No, he loves the... Bev, you love a recovery.
You love ice or hot? Which one do you prefer?
Hot, not a big ice man. How cold is this?
It's cold, colder than it's usually been.
Oh, really?
It's like the ice bath at the club, I'd say.
Oh, really?
Look at him.
He's a fine hunk of meat.
How far are you going in, bud? Your neck.
I was, but it's colder than I thought.
We've done 3 minutes, George, 3 minutes. Probably got 2 to go.
You alright, mate?
Yeah, good. I need that.
This meeting tonight is called My Rose, and with the aim of us being tighter as a group and getting to know each other a bit better as a group, a few of us thought it would be a good idea to introduce this, and the whole aim is for us to, one player, one staff each week tell their story. Tell their story, what makes them tick, a bit about them that we may not know, and hopefully over the course of this campaign and other campaigns going forward, we'll get through everyone.
Top left corner is my babbies, Raph, my son, 4, Ren next to him, absolute menace, and then Cass, my dog, just next to them. And on the right hand side there is a photo of me opening the classroom in Knoll, the area that I'm from. Not obviously a hero moment, but something for me, showing how much of a role model we can be to kids. The highlight, it's me just on the left hand side. That's the last time we won the Six Nations. And I don't just put that out there because obviously we're in a Six Nations campaign and what we spoke about a few days ago, but all that stuff on the first slide, missing your family, the sacrifice that Kev spoke about the other day, your friends, close family members, whatever it may be, in similar class as well, I guess. We sacrifice spending time with those people, we go through those hardships, you give up a lot, ultimately to win that. And whatever other trophy we get the opportunity or the special moments we get to create with each other. And for me, all those bits that you leave behind and all the hard work that you put in, that's the epitome, that's what we want at the end. And obviously a few of you are in this photo here sharing that moment with me, but that's why we're here. And that's my highlight. Obviously, it's the last time we won the Six Nations, boys. I think we've got a special chance to do it again this year. I know it seems like a bit cliche putting that photo up, but I just wanted to be a constant reminder of it don't come by very often. You look at the bottom, that's 2020, 5 years ago, a long time now. So hopefully we can do something special this campaign, boys. And I thought, yeah, it'd be a nice reminder of what a special group can achieve.